welcome back to my channel. It's Brittany the Naturalist. Today I will be going over my fast growth that I experienced within my last year. So it will be my 4th year going into my 5th year. So I'm going to show you guys basically January all the way to December of 2024. You guys get to see how much growth I've had. I'm going to basically, first I'm going to show you guys some tips. I'm going to go over, I believe it's 9 tips. I'm going to go over 9 different tips to grow your hair that I've used over my whole life and me trying to grow my hair from when I did a big chop, when I started my locks. So I have a whole bunch of different standpoints of where my hair was. I went from having a whole bunch of hair and maintaining it. I went from cutting all my hair off or my hair breaking off for whatever reason, what was going on at the time, and growing it all the way back. So I'm gonna give you guys some pointers. You guys, I've been there. So if you're struggling to grow your hair, if you're trying to grow your hair, if you're in your lock stage and you're trying to get it to grow faster, I'm gonna be giving you guys all kinds of tips that I've used and that have worked for me, and I hope they work for you. So let's get into it. So first things first, I wanna say everybody's hair grows at different rates. So sometimes hair growth can be hereditary, but that is not the main determining factor of how fast your hair can grow. I would say number 1 is nutrition. And also make sure you guys are consuming enough water every single day. I would say at a minimum, make sure you're drinking at least 56 ounces of water a day. So make sure you're getting your water intake. Make sure you're getting your protein intake. Make sure you're getting at least, I would say get half of your weight in kilograms. That's just an easy way to navigate how much protein you should be taking. But you know, you guys, I'll make a video going more in detail like the nutrition aspect, but for today we're just going over the general. But mainly make sure you guys are eating a properly balanced diet and drinking enough water. So let's get into my 9 tips that I have. Let's get into my 9 tips. Okay, so tip number 1, make sure you guys are keeping your hair moisturized. And when I say moisturize, I'm not talking about oil, because oil does not moisturize your hair. The main thing that moisturizes your hair is water. So like I said just now, make sure you're drinking enough water and make sure you have you a nice little mist that you put on your hair. And I would say every day, I would say you need to be wetting your hair, not drenching it, but like misting your hair every day. Get you some rose water, or you guys can get you some distilled water and make your own like clove water. Now, one thing that I do use, like if you're trying to, not me stuttering, anyways, if you're trying to grow your hair really fast, I would say get you some rose water, get you some rosemary. You can get that in the fresh produce aisle in the grocery store, and also get you some cloves. So I would put that all in a little spray bottle, or what you can do is put in a big jar and let it sit in the refrigerator, shake it up, let it sit, and then drain it. That way you don't have the cloves and the rosemary in there. You'll have this concentrated solution. Put in your spray bottle, put it on your hair. I would say every day. Make enough to last for a whole week. I wouldn't say use the same batch that you made more than a week, because it doesn't have any preservatives in it. But that's one good way to get your hair to grow fast. And after you put that mist in there, the main way to seal that moisture into your hair would be to use an oil, any type of moisturizing oil to seal that moisture into your hair. So that's how you get moisture in your hair, and you keep it in your hair. So as long as your hair is happy and moisturized, it's gonna grow. And that brings me into tip number 2. So once you're doing all of that and you put all that stuff in there, and I say get you a nice oil, here's some oils that I recommend. Marula oil is really good for softening your hair. You can also use carrot seed oil, which is my favorite. That is one oil I've always used. When my hair was this longest in high school, that's what I was using on my hair. So even to this day, I use carrot seed oil. So I highly recommend you guys get you some carrot seed oil. And let's say if it's not as moisturizing to your hair, I would say use your favorite oil and add carrot seed oil in there, because it has vitamin E and basically all the major vitamins that you need. So I would just say mix that with your favorite oil if you don't feel like it's moisturizing your hair as you would like it to, because it is kind of a lighter oil, which I personally like, because I don't really like castor oil and heavy oils like that, but you can use that. All right, so my third tip would be to use hot oil treatment. So I know this is a little old school. I can't remember the last time I did a hot oil treatment, but these used to work on me. I'm just sharing all the tips that I've done. Basically, get you some oil, heat it up. Not a fan of the microwave, but y'all boil out some water, put your oil in there, let it heat up, put it on your scalp, and put you a little shower cap on there and let it sit. And then after that, I would say get on the dryer so you're not going to sleep with your hair wet, so it can seal that moisture in. And then the heat, and then what I'm trying to say, not really the steam, but y'all know what I mean, like the steam from your hair and all that, like the heat is gonna basically seal that moisture in. I think I said that right. I think you guys know what I mean. All right, and the fourth tip will be to pre-poo before you wash your hair. So this is usually what I always do, even now right before I get my locks washed and retwist. The day before, I'll put a whole bunch of oil in my hair, and then I'll put a shower cap on. I walk around like that all day, and then I'll dry it. And then when I go to my appointment, my hair is very oily and greasy, but the thing is, she's gonna clarify it. So since I have so much oil in there, it's gonna keep some of that in there to keep my hair moisturized. Because one thing about me, I hate dry hair. But that's another good way to grow your hair. Just keep your hair moisturized and like prepare your hair to wash it. But that has always worked for me, so you guys can try that and tell me what you guys think about that. And this is a tip from my loose naturals. Really, all of us, low manipulation hairstyles is the best thing if you're trying to grow your hair. Don't do too much. If you can do like the glueless wigs and braid your hair down and leave your hair alone, do that. If you could do the small twist all over your head and just oil it every day, moisturize it every day, and low maintenance is the key to growing your hair, keeping your ends tucked away. Because I know growing up with my mom's side of the family, everybody's hair is literally down to their butt. So nobody had like those extravagant hairstyles. Everybody's hair was either straight and a ponytail, low manipulation. So if you're really trying to grow your hair, the main thing to do is to just leave your hair alone. All right, and tip number 6 would be to make sure you are deep conditioning your hair. I would say at least every 2 weeks, make sure you're using a moisturizing conditioner. Especially if you have low porosity, we should not be using protein on our hair, especially not on our own. Unless I would say the only time that should be put in your hair if it's a professional's doing it. But at the end of the day, as somebody with low porosity, we should only be using moisturizing deep conditioners that don't have a lot of protein in it or none at all. That way your hair can grow and thrive. All right, my last tip is a tip that I got from my great aunt. Her hair is very long, and I never forget, this is right when I had cut my hair out, and I was like, yo, this is not gonna work. I like a little boy. But she was like, you know what, get you some gelatin, put it in some orange juice and drink it. And she said, this is what we've always done. I'm like, what do you mean put some gelatin in some orange juice? But like she said, y'all get y'all some flavorless gelatin, and like it'll come like in a little pack like this, and you like drink half of it. That's probably not even half, but like drink half of it and put it in your orange juice or apple juice, and your hair will definitely grow. I mean, you guys can look it up. Gelatin does help with hair growth. But yeah, that's one family tip I got from one of my family members that does have very, very long hair. So you guys test that out and then tell me what you guys think about that. Alright guys, now that I showed you guys my 8 tips, it wasn't 9 tips because one of the tips was basically the same thing I was saying. So really all the 8 tips. I'm now going to show you guys how much my hair grew within this last year from January to December. But you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for coming back. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.